Pre-statistics. Piecewise functions, part 3. Lesson objective. Model problems using a piecewise function. Example 4. You'll be renting a car for a 6-day trip and are comparing two rental options. The first plan charges $50 per day, allows 500 miles for free, and charges 25 cents for each additional mile. The second plan charges $30 per day, allows for 200 miles for free, and charges 35 cents for each additional mile. A. What is the independent and dependent variable? The number of miles driven is the independent variable. The total cost measured in dollars is the dependent variable. The cost depends upon the number of miles driven. B. If you're going to drive 300 miles over the course of the 6-day trip, which plan should you choose? The first plan, since it's a 6-day trip, would be 6 times 50 plus 25 cents times the number of miles over 500, which is 0, which gives us $300. The second plan would be 6 times $30 plus 35 cents times 100, because 200 miles of the 300 were free, and that gives $215. C. If you're going to drive 900 miles over the course of the 6-day trip, which plan should you choose? The first plan, again 6 times 50, the number of days times 50, plus 0.25 times 400, because we have 500 free. 900 minus 500 is 400. That comes out to be $400. Second plan, 6 times 30 plus 0.35 times 900 minus 200, which is 700, gives us 425. So if you drive 300 miles, the second plan is cheaper. When you drive 900 miles, the first plan is cheaper. D. Write a piecewise function for the cost of plan 1 for a 6-day trip of X miles. So when the number of miles is less than or equal to 500, we only have to pay the $50 for the 6 days, which is $300. If we go over 500 miles, we still have to pay the $300, the $50 a day for 6 days, but we also have to pay 25 cents for each mile more than 500. So that equates to 0.25 times the expression x minus 500. E. Write a piecewise for the cost of plan 2 for a 6-day trip of X miles. For the second plan, we pay $30 a day for 6 days, so that's $180. That's if X is less than or equal to 200. That's our 200 miles for free. But if we go over 200 miles, we still have to pay the $180, but we have to pay 35 cents for every mile beyond 200. F. After how many miles does plan 1 equal plan 2? So we have our two piecewise functions here, and we want to know when is F equal to G. So if we look at F equal to G, we have this equation equal to this equation, and we're going to solve for X. So our first step is to do the distributive property on both sides. We're going to distribute the 0.25 to the X and to the 500, and we're going to distribute the 0.35 to the x and the 200. On the left hand side of the equation we have a 300 and a negative 125. We can combine those. On the right hand side we have a positive 180 and a negative 70. We can combine those. Those are like terms. So our equation now becomes 0.25x plus 175 equals 0.35x plus 110. We have x's on both sides of the equation, so I'm going to subtract 0.25x to both sides of the equation. That gives me 175 equals 0.10 times x plus 110. Next, we want to subtract 110 to both sides. We get 65 equals 0.10 times x, divide by 0.1, and we get x as 650. So if you drive 650 miles, both plans will cost the same amount. G. After how many miles does plan 1 become cheaper? When the number of miles is greater than 650, plan 1 is cheaper. When x equals 650, plan 1 equals plan 2. And when x is less than 650, plan 2 is cheaper. Thanks for watching.